Akimbo. This must be one of the odder-looking words in the language. It puzzles us in part because it doesn't seem to have any relatives. What's more, it is now virtually a fossil word, until almost invariably found in arms akimbo, a posture in which a person stands with hands on hips and elbows sharply bent outward, one that signals impatience and hostility. Modern humans arrived in westernmost Europe 41,000 to 38,000 years ago, about 5,000 years earlier than previously known, according to an international team of researchers that discovered stone tools used by modern humans dated to the earlier time period in a cave near the Atlantic coast of central Portugal. While blue is one of the most popular colors, it is one of the least appetizing. Food researchers say that when humans searched for food, they learned to avoid toxic or spoiled objects, which were often blue, black or purple. When food dyed blue is served to study subjects, they lose appetite. The core of the problem was the immense disparity between the country's productive capacity and the ability of people to consume. Great innovations in productive techniques during and after the war raised the output of industry beyond the purchasing capacity of U.S. farmers and wage earners.
Gaining a companion in your life is very important. A person who can understand your emotions, support you and stand by you in your good and bad times even when everybody turns their back on you. A person like that is very much precious. This is whom we call our best friend. The closest and most special person in your life is the person you call your best friend. We share almost everything with our best friend. Best friends support unconditionally. Understanding is an essential part of being a best friend to someone. Whether you are happy or sad, facing a bad situation or right, you will always get your best friend. The one individual on the planet that will give you equivalent love and dedication like your parents is your best friend. My best friend is Mark. We both study in a similar school. We live in a similar neighborhood. My best friend Mark and I got to know one another doing the things we like. We make a fantastic duo by enjoying our life in our way. We often visit each other's houses during family functions or festivals. We have decided to never miss school and always respect the teachers. He is a very good student and is among the top scorers of the school. He takes part in all the school competitions. I am proud of my best friend Aditya. If you're not familiar with content writing, you might not realize that there are completely different approaches depending on whether you're writing a press release, sales copy, a website page, or an article for a website.
Once you have your brief, pay particular attention to the goal the client has for the article, and keep that in mind as you write. You'll write a whole different article if it's aimed as a promo article to get the client's audience to buy than you will if you're writing epic content to establish your client as an expert in their field.
Choosing the name essay to emphasize that his compositions were attempts or endeavors, a groping toward the expression of his personal thoughts and experiences, Montaigne used the essay as a means of self-discovery. The influence of the essay and of genres allied to it, such as maxims, portraits, and sketches, proved second to none in molding the behavior of the cultured classes, first in Italy, then in France, and, through French influence, in most of Europe in the 17th century. Water covers over 2/3 of the Earth's surface and constitutes almost 70% of our bodies. This profound organic association appears to trigger a quick reaction in our brains when we're close to water. Indeed, the mere sight and sound of water can incite a surge of neurochemicals that promote well-being and induce relaxation. In Brazil, it is unlawful to chop down a Brazil nut tree. Thus, they can be found outside manufacturing plants, homes and on the sidewalks. The fruits are very heavy and rigid. When the fruits fall, they pose a serious threat to vehicles and people passing under the tree. Brazil nut fruits sink in fresh water, which can cause clogging of waterways. Permafrost is ground that is frozen year-round. In the Arctic, ice-rich permafrost soils can be up to 260 feet thick. Due to human-caused warming of the atmosphere from greenhouse gas emissions, a steady thawing of the permafrost is currently taking place where the upper layer of seasonally thawed soil is gradually getting thicker and reaching deeper into the ground. WHO has issued a public statement calling for the disclosure of results from clinical trials for medical products, whatever the result. The move aims to ensure that decisions related to the safety and efficacy of vaccines, drugs, and medical devices for use by populations are supported by the best available evidence. Buying directly from farmers at markets allows you to understand the processes that make up food systems, gives you insight into the seasons and the land, and creates a connection between you and the people who grow your food. Small-scale farms conserve soil and important fields, meadows, and surrounding open spaces that are crucial to maintaining a healthy, nearly anyone living in eastern North America, who has ventured beyond their porch, has had at least one unpleasant encounter with poison ivy. While best known for the irritating skin rash produced by contact with an oil in its leaves, poison ivy is also an important source of food and cover for wildlife. Pineapple plants usually require a lot of water to grow and more when they set their fruit. They should then be watered frequently all over their leaves. They should then be treated with more caution because too much water would be detrimental to the ripening of the fruit, which would become watery, transparent and of inferior taste and smell.